In this video, learn how to use reading the tape to make a simple and profitable large cap stock trade.
Hi, I'm Mike Bellafiore, co-founder of SME Capital, and we're a proprietary trading firm located in Midtown Manhattan. And I'm also the author of the trading classic, One Good Trade, and the Playbook. Click our subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos that we're producing for you in the trading community.
In this video, two firm traders do a fantastic job breaking down a trade in Pfizer where they spotted important information from reading the tape. Let's get to work on sharing these important trading lessons so you can grow your trading account.
This trade we're going to be showing is for Pfizer. The real reason we were looking at this, why it was in play today, was because it gapped up off news that the government would be buying 600 million vaccines from Pfizer for COVID. So naturally this gives it a lot of extra attention, volume, and range, which makes this a really good trading vehicle off the open.
And also on Monday, we had very similar news in PFE that they had secured a contract with the UK government for something like 30 million doses of their vaccine. And we saw the same action of gapping up in the pre-market and then being quite weak off the open. So keeping that in mind contextually, that might be a trend with this stock.
Yeah, we can see we open up below this pre-market range that it was holding. So we're thinking some weakness here. So we're going to get our first somewhat of a consolidation or buyers stepping in. So you'll see we're holding this like 38.11 well, not really breaking down, and we probably should have come down through this level because we tested it on that opening candle if it was going to be really weak.
Especially with respect to the size of the gap, the fact that it's holding up is not, overwhelmingly bearish at all, even though it is below opening print.
So you can see there we just bounced off 38.11 all the way to 38.16 with large size on the bid at 38.16. So that's pretty significant. Definitely shows there's someone there trying to buy or at least hold it up. So come back down to this 38.10 level and don't break it again. So thinking still open to either side of the trade, but definitely know that this is an area of contention now and that there's buyers and sellers on both sides. So just seeing where it reacts and see kind of which way we get a range break, if at all. So this is important here. We see we're testing under this 38.10. So if it were really weak, it would have stayed under 38.10 there. But instead it comes right back over. Again, people buying it up. So definitely not trying to start a short position here because kind of tough entry to hit that breakdown, which already looks like it failed. So.
And no clear resistance level from above to easily play off of.
True,
you see here we push above 20s with relative ease.
So then the top of the range from the morning open was pretty much like 38.40, 38.42. So we're going to see how it reacts into that level if we can even get up there to the top of the opening range, since we have some buyers coming in. And we see 38.30 had some size on the offer and it just gets taken out. So that's a really good sign. This is still moving to the upside. Bids are stepping up.
And moving quicker to the upside than we've really seen the stock move directionally all day.
Yeah, this is, the biggest move in a minute candle so far. So definitely shows confirmed volume to the upside.
But we do see some big size coming up on the offer flashing.
Yeah, so now we're watching how it reacts at the top of this pre-market morning range. Or, sorry, opening range, not the pre-market. So we saw that 38, like 40, 42 started to hold with some size on the offer. So if this is really bullish, we probably would want to hold in these 30s and break up through that level that was clearly a resistance in the 40s. So what we're kind of looking for here, what we're going to be showing on the tape, is there's a very large and consistently held offer at that 38, 42, 43. And over these next couple minutes, we're going to kind of consolidate up here and keep failing to get over that level. So here we go.
If you want to learn 3 real-world setups that our traders use, including the simple setup that we teach all of our new traders and the setup that turned one of our traders into a 7-figure big money earner, check out the free webinar that we're currently running. Just go ahead and click the link that should be appearing right now at the top right-hand corner of your screen. That's going to open up this free registration page in the new window, so don't worry, you're not going to lose this video. You're going to learn more in a couple of hours from this trading workshop than from years of online education.
Yeah, again, still just chopping around in this range. All morning, PFE's been rather indecisive, a lot of volume everywhere.
Yeah, so right now we're just kind of watching this with the information that there were buyers at that 38.10, but still want to see how it reacts in the 38.40s. So you can still see the montage right now on the bottom left, and that 38.45, 44 is really holding. He just keeps refreshing at 38.44 every time, not getting over that level. So definitely thinking there's a seller here, a major seller, and there we saw 55s on the offer. So when you see such a consistently held level like that to the penny, that's a really good indicator there's someone there with actual size, either accumulating or shorting, or in this case, shorting. So if it gets above that 44 level, there's really probably room for this to explode to the upside, and then if this level keeps holding to the cent, then definitely probably room to at least the bottom of the range again near 38.10.
Exactly, and this is where you can start to be looking for short opportunities with really tight risk, just playing off this really big wall of sellers at 45 and 44 cents.
Yeah, this is a trade I often see traders take on the desk, where they see this really large held level and will just try and play right in front of it and buy like 42s, 43s, and something like that, and just risk the cent, and if that huge offer decrements, then you get out.
And something that's nice about this stock, the way it's trading, is we're just seeing it being so liquid at all price levels. So oftentimes with that kind of strategy, you could worry that when 38.45 lifts, you'll get slipped fairly aggressively, but you shouldn't really be too worried about that in this name.
Another thing we're looking at is the volume in these up moves was pretty light into that 38.44 compared to the prior up move, and now we're getting some actual volume coming in on the selling candle. So really looks like that 38.44 held, and sellers could be taking control. So that would have been a really good place to start a position. I get short with like 42, 43 cents, risking just right against that 44, 45, and then you just look kind of for this move to the back of or the bottom of the range for 20, 30, 40 cents when you were only risking 2, 3, 4 with slippage. So really strong risk to reward play when you can notice these really strong held levels.
And again, just at all these levels, 43, 44, 45, just so much on the offer.
You can see all the red prints just went through there on the times and sales, bringing us back under 40s. And keeping an open mind in these trades is important. I know from talking to Mike this morning, Mike Bellafiore, he was trading this originally long, but then saw this really large held offer area at 38.44 and then got short and was using that trade I was talking about, just risking right against that level. So this is a really textbook example of trading off of that and why we want to highlight this area for the stock on the day, because there'll be a large reaction for the rest of the afternoon after seeing that there were sellers that really wanted to hold this.
Yeah, and again, off keeping an open mind, it's important to acknowledge our vol is over 15 on the day. So with so much volume and such a big contest going up here in the high 40s, we can kind of expect price to really extend from whichever direction it picks.
It'll be it'll be this candle or the next, I believe, where it breaks down. It was at like 39. Yeah, so then we see come to the bottom of this range, the 38.30s quickly give out where there was some buying to hold it up there. So if you were in short from risking against that held offer level, you're in the green now by a good 15-20 cents. So,
and in all likelihood, if you're taking that strategy, we shouldn't see price start to grind back up to that level.
exactly, yeah, this should work in your favor almost instantly, and you can take a little risk off in an area like this where you know it could get supported because it got supported earlier there in the 38.10s, but there's no reason to take off all your risk as your short is definitely still working. You know there were people holding this down in the 38.40s. Last time it gapped up on vaccine news, as Graham said earlier, it did open weak and had a weaker day, so that's a little bit in the back of our mind that that's a similar trend we've seen, and traders might be thinking about that on longer time frames who are trying to maybe swing this and things of that nature. So we see it come into these 38.10s, want to see how it holds here. Realistically, we want to see it get under 38.10 and hold under there, because earlier in the morning we got under that 38.10, looked like it was going to break down, and then once we got back over, that's where we saw that up move to the 38.40s. So if this is going to be weaker than last time and really get that failed breakdown now, we want to stay under 38.10. So now we're under it, we can see how it reacts.
We're at new low of day now.
Huge offer bid there at 38.05. If that gives out, then that's going to be even more of a wash. They've got 350 on the bid there. So I would be holding here, looking for that washout to cover some more. And so we're under 38.10, so now we're really hoping to see this hold under here.
We see that big bidder is gone now.
Yep, yeah, we got right to 38.10, didn't test over it, and came back down, so this is looking a good bit better.
But he seems to have refreshed down there.
And then this is the real part of the move you're looking for, where it breaks under that major support, gets extended. Now you know anyone who was buying for the morning dip is now in the red. Anyone who was trying to buy the breakout is in the red. So you know you definitely have people that are a little bit underwater now. Anyone trying to take this long off the positive news, and
You see very large bids there.
yes, yeah, that's important. This 38, if that can give out, then you definitely know there's less people holding this up, and you get a wash under. And that's really the biggest part of the tape we wanted to highlight, because it gives it a weaker trend on the day, and we'll see throughout this morning session it did continue to fade off as sellers just kept pushing it down. Maybe major institutions who needed to accumulate because changing fundamentals of the company based off their new cash flow that they'll be awarded from their vaccines and things of that nature. They could be seeing this as a little overvalued on the pop, and that could have been someone big that was holding it down in the 38.40s.
Definitely. And even if you do just look at this as 40 cents remember from a risk reward standpoint, this is a pretty fantastic trade. If you're risking 4, maybe 5 cents on this,
Yeah.
you can really scale in pretty significantly if you know how to manage it.
Yeah, that's an easy 3-4 times risk reward trade. Well, not easy, but that's a really solid 3-4 times risk reward trade where you have a clearly defined risk level that lets you, like you said, size up accordingly if you see your variables that give you continued confirmation to add in more size. So if you just want to, I guess, skip ahead now, Graham, maybe like through most of the morning, and we can just kind of see the continued fade.
Yeah, the rest of this is just knowing how to sit on your hands for a trend and letting it work for you.
Yeah, so you can see under that 38 level, kind of got there, held under, came down 37.80s, and then it's just a matter of, if you're trying to play the trend on this throughout the day, you're probably shorting pops that hold under major levels, like holding under 38 there, and covering your risk on the way down and just sizing appropriately, playing the trend. So this is just a really good example of how that information you gather in the opening half hour can really lead you to spot the bigger trades and the bigger trends and who's really in control of the stock. And just from that 5-minute period of watching the tape closely, we gained so much information that showed us there were a lot of sellers really holding this down, and it can lead to definitely a really solid trade.
Hey, go ahead and click our subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos that we're producing for you in the trading community. And please take the time to add your feedback in the comments section for what videos you'd like for us to produce next and what you found helpful from this video. From all of us at SMB, train and trade well.